All right, well, Chris Popper joined here by Coach Aaron Long from the MDI outdoor track and field team. And Coach, a very, very successful regular season has just come to a conclusion.
That's right. Yep. We did very well. I think it, in some areas, it exceeded expectations for sure, and other areas we certainly met expectations. So, I think we set ourselves up really well for these last 3-week push into the championship season, as we like to call it. I think we're primed and ready to go.
And that's really what the goal is, is that, yes, it's all well and good to win the individual meets, but as you head forth now, this coming Friday, you've got the Hancock County Championships at Brewer High School. Then the PVCs are in Caribou?
It's at Brewer.
At Brewer,
yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah, large schools at Brewer this year, small schools up in Caribou.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, we're
much
fortunate
better to be a large school.
Yeah, fortunate to be a large school in this instance. So,
and so that is a week from. Is that on a Friday as well?
That's on a Friday as well. Yeah.
Okay, so that's that's Memorial Day weekend, that
Right.
Friday.
Yep.
And then from there, then you have.
The state meet June 2nd at Foxcroft Academy.
Okay, so 3 weeks back to back to back.
Yep, and that's we've got to step up our game, and we got to shift our focus a little bit. The regular season meets, you can have people win events all the time, but the regular season's meets it really leans in favor more towards the larger teams that are there, because they can, just because you might win an event, we might get 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now we've beaten you 20 points to 10.
Right.
So regular season meets, we have a good team, a large team that is competitive, and they've put up great marks. But we're able to kind of take advantage of that a little bit in those regular season meets, where it benefits those larger number teams a little bit more so than the smaller ones. Heading into championship season, it's much more about competition and place versus trying to run or throw a really great mark. You could throw 3 feet in the shot put or take an hour to run the 100 meters, but if you win, you still get 10 points.
Right.
And those points are much more difficult to come by when it comes to the championship meets. So our focus really right now is shifting towards competing for place. If you can go and pass one more runner, that might be 1 or 2 points, and that could be the difference between a 1st and a 3rd place team finish. So times and personal records and all that kind of stuff is great, but it definitely takes it goes down a tier a little bit during a championship season, because it's all about where you are in the event and place. So we kind of take the mantra that if you're competitive, if you try to get one more place, or if you try to get one more half an inch, that might spell the difference on the team side. Those marks are going to take care of themselves. So they kind of go hand in hand a little bit. It's just a shifting of the focus a little bit.
You've had some excellent results in the last couple of weeks. Ashley Anderson set a new school record.
Yep.
The boys, was it 4 by
1? Yeah.
4 by 100 set a new school record. The first one below
45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, which is just outstanding times.
Yeah. We've been so fortunate to have such great kids. They're talented, and that gives them a great foundation. But they work their tails off. Us as a coaching staff, we have high expectations, and we set a high bar. And these kids, they want to rise to it, and that's not always the case. If we have kids that want to achieve and raise their game constantly. When you have that to pull from, it makes us coaches look good. But these kids come by that sort of stuff naturally.
Talk a little bit about the throwers. I mean, I'm always impressed by when I go through and I list the results. I mean, MDI, whether it's girls or boys, shot puts, discus, javelin, they're up in that top 6, top 8, and taking most of the places.
Right. some of that credit will go certainly to Coach O'Connell and Coach Hallett, who kind of man our throws indoor and outdoor seasons. But those kids, they come in a couple times a week at 6 a.m. They're lifting weights, they're working on technique, and they're the only event group that we have that does that. And we can see they're constantly placing 5 in the top 6 or sweeping the top 6 in all the different throws. Week in and week out, and that's in large part of adding in that extra 2 practices a week, getting in the weight room. These kids are strong as oxes.
Well, I mean, some of them are football players. Right?
Yep.
I mean, the offensive line or
Yep.
running backs here, and
Yep.
Croy's going off to school.
He's gonna throw at Franklin Pierce over in New Hampshire, and which is fantastic. I'm glad that he's really got that opportunity to do that. In the collegiate level, they have the hammer throw, which he's going to give that a try, which is a really cool event. I think with his...
I'd be afraid that I'd be throwing it the wrong way.
Yeah, well, with his skill set and his athleticism and power and strength and everything, that could be a really, really great event for him. So I'm excited to watch him, over the next couple of years, really excel over there. So
new this year, I mean, I think in terms of placing too, is you've got some athletes that are placing in the pole vault.
Yeah, that's been a big emphasis for us. Since I started 3 years ago, first year we had 0 vaulters, period. Last year we had 2 really that was kind of more focused towards that, and this year we've got 6 or 7 boys and 2 or 3 girls that have made that kind of a point of emphasis, and that's an event that's extremely challenging. One of the most technical events that there is really anywhere. You're being asked to turn around, be upside down, 10 feet up in the air on the end of a stick,
right?
and then free fall down to the
right.
Down to
so you got to run. You've got to stick the pole into the little hole there, and bend it, go over, and then contort your body so that way you don't touch the pole.
Right.
All great things that I'd be very good at, obviously.
Yeah, and it's like I said, the most technically demanding event there is, because you have to be fast, you have to have great speed, you have to have the ability to jump, you have to have great upper body strength and body control to do all these things. And the kids that we had last year have rolled into this year, the boys' side. Some have been new to pick it up because they see, hey, it is possible to do that. And a big proponent of that has been from Coach Dan Cook, who comes out and volunteers a couple days a week with us, really focuses on those vaulters. And, I know I can teach basics, but, Coach Cook is able to take those guys and girls to the next level. And we've got a freshman girl who vaulted 7 feet 6 inches, tied our freshman record, and, just really has a bright future. And all those vaulters on the boys' side are sophomores or freshmen, so they've already put up really good marks, and we've got a real bright future in that event. So,
what are some of the other great accomplishments that have happened over the initial part of the season?
I mean, records aside, with Ashley and 4x1, and Croy is a half an inch away from the shot put record. He's about a foot and a half away from the discus record, and Griffin and Owen, Griffin Maristani, Owen Mild in the sprints have really shine really brightly there. Our girls 4x1, they've yet to fully pull it all together, but when they do, I'm expecting big things from them. Definitely have high expectations in that foursome. They work really well together, which is obviously a need for that event. So looking for great things from them, and Adriana Novella, Ashley Anderson, Marilyn Sawyer, some great sprinters. Dory Lemoyne, she had a big javelin throw, kind of a big breakthrough meet a couple weeks ago at Ellsworth. Throwing 105 feet, and the school record's like 108 feet or something like that. So she's right in that same ballpark now, and we've had just a lot of really good marks from a lot of different kids, and that's a credit to their work ethic, to their event coaches, and just really buying into the program. And that our theme this year has been swing the hammer, and that's what they've done every day. So You know, and it's not always the glamorous life, but they know that going in, and that's one of those things that they accept. And you know, like if this is what I want to do, if this is what I want to achieve, this is what I have to do. You know, and they certainly believe that and buy into that. So.
All right. Well, best of luck.
Yeah. You bet.
All right. So again, this Friday is the Hancock County Championships at Bucksport. Then the following Friday, Memorial Day weekend, the Big A or the large school PVC meet at Brewer, and then the following Saturday. The following Saturday.
Yeah,
Sorry. Okay. The state meet at Foxcroft Academy. You'd encourage people to come and root on the kids.
Absolutely. Wear your green. You know, these kids, they work really, really hard, and you know, they deserve to be recognized by more people than just myself. You know, and we always love to see people in the stands, whether they have kids there or not. Maybe they're just passing through. You know, Brewer, Foxcroft, you know, Bucksport, wherever. Come by. You know, show your colors. You know, show that Trojan pride, and you know, because we're certainly going to come out and hold up our end. So always we're going to do our best to do that. So.
All right. Well, I'll have the results on the WDEA website as well on Saturday once they get posted.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for watching. Check out all the other videos we have on the WDEA YouTube channel.